Hey everybody. So about floating, I've heard or I've read that using a tarot, for example, starts to begin to train your brain in how to using different parts of it. I think that if you go and you float, you're gonna find out that you use parts of your brain that science still doesn't to this day know that exist. Like, for example, when you're in the tank and you all of a sudden lose awareness of the point that you were focusing on straight in front of your face, and you wave your hand in front of your face and you realize that it's completely dark in there, yet you can still see an outline of your hand. I believe that the retina in the inside of the eye emits light as well as focuses light. I don't know what claims I have to back that up, but I've had experiences like on ketamine where I swore that there was a laser pointer in my friend's hand because he was standing up and looking at me, and there was a green a laser light shone from him to me. So it's not like you can really do anything else besides think about floating until you finally get into floating, and then you can just plan for your next float. But prior to floating, you don't know what it's going to be like. You don't want to go out and buy your own tank just to find out that you don't like it. Go to a float center. Go into your browser, go into your search engines, whatever you use, find out where you live, where there's a center around where you live. Go try it out. There's different things that different people say about telepathy, and they say that you won't actually have telepathy until you migrate off the planet into a zero-G environment. Well, hey, until that day comes, you can get a lot of practice in by doing a sensory deprivation float. Because in that tank environment, it's like the void. It's like everything just leading up to that moment becomes that moment where you're floating in 10 inches of water. It's not even that much water. In 10 inches of water filled with 600 pounds of Epsom salts. Hey, it used to be straight seawater. It used to be different. They've actually upgraded tanks quite a bit to the point now where based on my experience, you get into that tank and it's like, for the first time ever, your brain becomes active from parts unknown because you're not getting any sensory input from the water. It's heated to 92 degrees. The boundaries between your skin and the water dissolve. The barrier between you experiencing something that may or may not be there even, and you lying still, completely still. You don't move around. You can swim around a little bit. You can splash around like a kid in a kiddie pool, like you got some floating devices on each arm. But it's not necessary because they're so buoyant anyway. You just float. You're not going to roll over and drown in 10 inches of water. You're on your back. Yeah, you get a little bit of water in your eyes and it burns, but it's not a big deal. So that's my message for today. I had some activity in my pineal this past week, some buzzing. I had the light circulating throughout my body. That's about it. I didn't really get into much detail. It was uneventful. But yeah, check it out. See you later.